This is the best female basketball player in the world right now. If I told you she was in trouble, you'd probably think I was lying. But what if I said, Caitlin's biggest challenge has nothing to do with basketball? You see, something big happened on January 29th on this podcast where something was revealed. This is Sheryl Swoopes. She was the first player to be signed to the WNBA and was named one of the league's top 15 players of all time.
If Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. When she comes to the league, regardless of what team she goes to that has vets on that team, she probably ain't gonna get 40 shots a game.
But the interesting thing is, she's actually wrong. Caitlin doesn't shoot 40 times a game, only half that at 22. And her COVID season caused her to have less games, not more. Now, why would she go out of her way to say these things about Caitlin? She spoke not just her opinion, but revealed how a lot of other women in the WNBA truly feel about Caitlin Clark. But why is this? We need to understand the culture of the WNBA.
The WNBA is known as one of, if not the most forward-thinking league when it comes to gay rights. They've had several players come out with little controversy, which is how it should be. That league is known for having a high level of acceptance for the LGBTQ community on the court, in the locker rooms, and in the stands. But one former WNBA star said they are not that accepting of you if you're straight. Whoa. WNBA star Candace Wiggins retired from the WNBA about a year ago, and now she's talking about some of the surprising hardships she experienced in the league. She said she was bullied in the league for being straight. Yeah. She said, me being heterosexual and straight and being vocal in my identity as a straight woman was huge. I would say 98% of the women in the WNBA are gay women. I had never been called the B word so many times in my life than I was in my rookie season. I'd never been thrown to the ground so much. The message was, we want you to know we don't like you. All right, guys, even more than that, she called the WNBA culture toxic and said the culture was the reason she retired 2 years earlier than she originally intended.
She's going to face a level of racism from black players, and she's going to face a level of hostility from lesbian players because she's not on team LGBTQ. She's a Catholic. She's got some boyfriend.
The question is, how much is Caitlin going to mesh with the WNBA? What happens when the unstoppable force meets the unmovable object? Now, if this is all true about the WNBA culture, does Caitlin really have the ability to change it? Does she really have the momentum to make a lasting impact? In order to figure this out, let's dive into her past. In fact, one of the earliest moments of her career was when Kevin Durant made an appearance at her middle school summer league.
And she moving fast. Like it look like she don't look like it look like everybody on that court is way slower than her when she get into her stuff.
Signaling an early recognition of her talent. People started to believe she was her, even in high school. In fact, a scout from one of the Big Ten schools said to Caitlin, she could start for their college team when she was only 14. The expectations surrounding Caitlin were understandably high. Recruiters' predictions that she could secure a starting position as early as her freshman or sophomore year speak to her perceived impact potential. Clark's high school statistics offer concrete data to evaluate her performance, averaging 15.3 points a game, 4.7 assists, and 2.3 steals as a freshman. By the time she made it to her senior year, her stats drew comparisons to some pretty big players in the NBA. But because of her three-point mechanics, she's often compared to Steph Curry. When it was time for Caitlin to go to college, she really had her pick. She had multiple offers stacked on her kitchen table and could really go anywhere she wanted to. But ultimately, she decided to play for Iowa. She ultimately decided going there because she would have enough playing time as opposed to being on the bench freshman and sophomore year. A key position on the team was leaving that same year she was becoming a freshman, so it kind of left a space or vacuum in the team for her to fill. On top of that, Iowa was the closest college, meaning her parents and even relatives could come to the game. It does say something about Caitlin that she has her priorities sorted. Now in college, Clark's statistic achievements continued to impress, with her leading as one of the top scorers in her division. Her ability to maintain and even enhance her performance at the collegiate level was critical on her impact of the sport. Caitlin has been reaching milestone after milestone in college. In fact, people are anticipating her to become the all-time leading scorer, which adds another level of excitement to her name. People are questioning whether she will stay at the college level or move on to the WNBA, but this decision could be a financial one, thanks to some pretty timely changes in the NCAA rules back in 2021. She has been able to stack up some cash through a bunch of lucrative deals. Now she's one of the top earners among student athletes nationwide, with an estimate of $3.1 million from her deals. Heading into the WNBA though, there's a bit of a reality check on the horizon. Even with her superstar status, the base salary for top WNBA rookies is way less than what she's pulling in right now. Yet with her high profile status, it's likely she'll keep up the good numbers with some deals rolling in as she transitions to the league. The potential to earn through big endorsements is becoming a game changer, especially when contrasted with the league's salary even just a few years ago. Not only is Caitlin a pioneer on the court for women, but she's also a pioneer off the court in the financial realm. In fact, many are anticipating more attention will be brought to the WNBA, meaning more women will be able to get sponsorships like Caitlin's. Now let's talk about some of these deals. Caitlin's got some pretty big names in her corner: Nike, Gatorade, Buick, and State Farm. These are just a few on her roster. This shows she's not only a powerhouse on the court, but is a heavy hitter in the endorsement world. From gifting her team sneakers with her Nike deal to starring in commercials and even having her own custom cereal, Caitlin is making moves that most athletes only dream of. In fact, one of her cards sold for a whopping $78,000. Every move she makes seems to set up a new precedent, not just for her wallet, but for what's possible for female athletes. It's a whole new ballgame, and Caitlin Clark is leading the charge, showing just how valuable a star athlete's image can be on and off the court. For new fans eager to follow Caitlin Clark's journey into the WNBA, this might hit an unexpected snag. The limited broadcasting reach of the games, unlike the behemoths of the NFL, the NBA, potential new viewers might have a hard time finding her. This broadcasting bottleneck can significantly hinder her impact. While her flair on the court and personality are capable of drawing many new followers to the WNBA, the league's limited television presence and the stranglehold of distribution rights by local broadcasters can stifle the growth of the new audience. This can make it challenging for Clark to fully leverage her star power to enhance the league's visibility and popularity. However, Caitlin made a huge announcement a couple days ago. She has officially decided to make the leap and join the WNBA. It's going to be a question of Caitlin's ability to adapt and excel in a new environment while closely being watched by fans and critics. Not only will her performance on the court be scrutinized, but also off the court. Will Caitlin's family values be challenged in this new environment? Will she be able to maintain her high level of play and continue to break barriers in a professional setting? And more importantly, how will her unique perspective and background contribute to the ongoing conversation in the WNBA? As Caitlin steps onto the court, her journey will undoubtedly get people to talk about the league in new ways. What do you think of Caitlin joining the WNBA? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.